I call Sarah Pochin to make her maiden speech.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. And can I start by saying how delighted I am that my colleagues have dragged themselves out of the pub to actually join me for my maiden speech. I'm so proud to be here in this place. I feel so privileged to be here in this place. And I hope that I will make a good contribution to the business of this place with my background as 20 years in public service as both a magistrate and a borough councillor. I would like to thank the voters of Runcorn and Helsby who have put their trust in me. It certainly was a historic night, a night I will never forget. We had a recount at about 3 o'clock in the morning, and the result finally came through at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and there were 6 votes in it. So I think 6 is probably my lucky number from now on.
5 too many.
We certainly put Runcorn and Helsby on the map, and it is actually the closest by-election parliamentary result ever. Yeah. So lots of drama, made for some great headlines the next day. Well, great headlines for us anyway. Yeah. I would like to thank and pay tribute to my predecessor, Mike Amesbury. In 2020, he won a ballot to put forward a bill of his choice, and he chose to focus on the cost of living crisis by limiting the cost of school uniforms. This gathered cross-party support, and it went through as an Act of Parliament in 2021. I will also be focusing on the cost of living because it's something that was raised endlessly with me on the doorsteps during the campaign period. Voters that feel let down by this government, voters who have lost their winter fuel allowance, had their disability benefits slashed, have seen their costs of their energy bills go through the roof when they were promised they would go down. It's very important that I make this maiden speech today. There were a few raised eyebrows. I've only been here, well, in fact, less than a week. But this bill is important because it's so relevant to what I believe in. In Runcorn, there are over 900 illegal immigrants that we know about. They are housed both in an asylum hotel, the Daresbury Hotel, which has about 400 illegal immigrants in it, and incidentally, that was to be shut down during the election campaign by the government, but of course is still open. The remaining 500 or so are housed in houses of multiple occupancy, HMOs, in the community. The recent government announcement encouraging private landlords to give up their properties to house illegal immigrants in order to get a 5-year guarantee of rent, to get all the maintenance on the properties paid for, will only make this situation worse. We'll end up with British tenants being evicted, rents being forced up, and the already limited housing supply getting worse. The problem for the communities of places like Runcorn is that these houses of multiple occupancy often have 15 to 20 young men in them, and families living nearby have to put up with antisocial behaviour through the night, drug dealing, people coming and going, noise. I've seen CCTV throughout the campaign. I've heard the stories. People are frightened to go out. People certainly will not let their children play out on the pavements when they have these houses in their streets. We know that these HMOs are breeding grounds for organised crime gangs, whether that be drugs, whether that be people trafficking, or whether that be grooming gangs. something recently downplayed by the Leader of the House. Sexual violence against women, abuse of women, the safety of women and children will be something that I will champion, not deny. My background in the justice system will also, I hope, give substance to my contributions on subjects close to my heart, like the current state of our prisons, the daily threat that our brave prison officers, men and women, face when they go to work. Just recently, again, another example in the news over the last couple of days about what they're facing. I will also be a strong voice against the prosecutions of our Northern Ireland veterans who were so brave on our behalf in the Troubles. I will be brave as they were for us, and I will stand up for what is right and fair. Turning to the constituency itself. It's a new constituency. It was formed in the boundary changes of last year by 5 other constituencies lending areas to its geography. Not only is it new, it's diverse. It's home to some of the wealthiest, to some of the poorest. It's home to a beautiful market town, vibrant town of Frodsham, to Runcorn Old Town, which is in decline and in desperate need of investment. It has beautiful leafy villages, and it has housing estates battling drug crime, battling antisocial behaviour. And I have lots of wonderful businesses in the constituency, ranging from the chemical industry, the farming industry, right through to the science park. So there's a lot of really good businesses in this constituency. But there are many challenges ahead. And some of the problems that I'm going to take on behalf of my constituents are things like the drastic shortage of housing, on things like the desperate need for investment and regeneration of the old town. The standard of education in the 5 secondary schools is at best average, at worst way below average. Somebody needs to highlight these issues. We have an incinerator that churns out toxic waste. An investigation into the health implications is currently ongoing. And then we have the white elephant that is the net zero project, carbon capture, carbon storage, and an extensive solar panel farm right across the middle of this constituency. I will challenge the people who've put these policies in place. I will speak for the people who have so long lacked the representation they deserve. This constituency has huge potential. It has hard-working people that just want fairness, and I will be their voice. To conclude, I would like to thank the Honourable Member for Clacton for his vision, his commitment, and his conviction that has brought a new voice to this chamber. I will stand up for what is right. To all my colleagues in this room, you will find me fair, principled, and here to serve my constituents. Madam Deputy Speaker, I have been asked many times over the last 10 days whether I am overwhelmed by recent events, whether I am overwhelmed by being in this place. I am not overwhelmed. I am deeply respectful of this place. I am humbled by this place, but I am ready for this place. Thank you.